In pop culture, few figures are as iconic as Superman. He has been the savior of Metropolis since his first appearance in Action Comics #1 in 1938. Superman's incredible Kryptonian powers and strong morals have been protecting Metropolis all these years, but there have been few instances when he's far away from home fighting with supervillains, setting friendship goals with Batman, or just touring around with Justice League. So, when Mr. Kent is away, Metropolis needs to be protected from enemies who want to harm or destroy it. This need led to the birth of Supermen of America. The powerful and wealthy Lex Luthor thought of bringing together a few kids with metahuman powers to create a group of superheroes who could save Metropolis in the absence of Superman. So without delay, let's get into the video and learn about Supermen of America. But before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you, and let's begin. Origin story. When Superman became a renounced success in the 40s, DC Comics came up with a unique idea of creating a Superman fan club, starting with an invitation to all young, red-blooded Americans. The organization welcomed those who committed to increase his or her strength and courage and to aid the course of justice. This fan club gave readers a unique experience of having special gifts that included a membership certificate, a pin-back button, and a Superman's secret code card that contained a secret message from Superman, who doesn't want to be friends with Superman anyway, which became insanely popular with the fans. To continue this phenomenon, DC came up with the idea of publishing a new series of comics named Supermen of America. Written by Stuart Immonen, the first edition debuted 25 years ago in March 1999 with a bunch of amateur superheroes brought together by the eponymous supervillain Lex Luthor to protect Metropolis without Superman. Issue number 1, 1999. The first series opens from the perspective of a kid named Mitch Anderson, also known as Outburst, who seems to be going through an identity crisis. He tells the readers that even though he looks like a superhero with his extravagant costume and superpowers, he doesn't feel like one. He retells the story of how Superman was busy dealing with a political crisis between two countries, Butron and Tehran, while Metropolis is being invaded by goons and gang members, causing trouble for the city's residents. During this crisis, a famous singer performing at a peace concert is killed by gang members. Feeling helpless, Mitch decides to take matters into his own hands, donning his vigilante cape to help the citizens of Metropolis. After a deadly event, Mitch uses his super magnetic power and meets Lex to discuss the city's ongoing events. To his surprise, Lex proposes that Mitch join the team to become the city's savior. Curious, Mitch accepts the offer and meets the other team members at a fanfare arranged by Lex Luthor. Lois Lane, who works for Luthor then, is deeply disturbed by this and calls the event an insult to her boyfriend and the OG Superman. She sees the team as a gang of dangerous metahumans, believing Luthor created a team to capitalize on Superman's fans and turn it into a franchise across America. The team consists of White Lotus, Nona Lynn Baker, a girl with a mystical aura and martial skills, Brahma, Kal Usjak, a strong and invulnerable metahuman, the loser, Theo Storm, who is constantly powered by an unbreakable energy field, Pyrogen, Claudio Tielli, a fire-wielding metahuman who can generate and manipulate fire, and Silencer, Tim Thomas, with the power of prescience and telepathy. They train in a specially designed lab by Luthor before embarking on their field tasks. During their first task, Mitch arrives late, and the team fights with the gang members who killed the musician on stage. They fight with all their power and dedication as heroes. However, one of their teammates, Pyrogen, is shot in the back and gets heavily injured. Seeing this, everyone joins forces to destroy the remaining goons to gain vengeance. Feeling unworthy of leading the group, Outburst considers quitting, but Luthor convinces him to reconsider his thoughts on leaving the group. As he considers the aftermath that evening, Superman suddenly appears and appreciates Mitch's work while away from Metropolis. As a fan of Superman, Mitch freaks out, as anyone on the planet would, but he tries to play it cool. Superman advises Mitch that being a hero isn't easy, and it's just the beginning. Can the Supermen of America safeguard the future of Metropolis? Issue number 1, 2000. The series starts with the team fighting against some unknown force causing earthquakes in a neighborhood called Suicide Slum. Nobody knows what's causing these earthquakes or who's behind it. After a tough fight, they manage to save the people there. Meanwhile, a guy in green jumps in and helps them fight some bad guys. His name is Maximum, and he gets asked if he's joining the team. The leader, Outburst, says they're happy to have him, but he requires a bit of training training to fight with them. Back at their base, they learn that Maximum used to be a great basketball player but became a superpowered person after an accident during surgery. They still need to find out who's causing the earthquakes. They find a guy named Earthquake who's being torn apart by radiation and is trying to save himself from that radiation. Outburst saves Earthquake when things get dangerous instead of letting him get hurt. In the end, we see Lex Luthor trying to activate something called Lockdown 6 in the secret department of Star Labs, hinting at more trouble. Issue number 2. We see Outburst and Loser deep inside Hobbs Bay investigating the sudden rise in water temperature. With Outburst's magnetic power, they discover a container emitting a bright red light and learn that someone from Lex Corp is attempting to open it. 3 hours earlier, the team was at Stryker's Island, the particular crimes unit of Metropolis, where they had Earthquake in custody. However, due to his uncontrollable powers, he broke loose and started causing earthquakes again unintentionally. During the fight, Earthquake bursts and dies. Back at their base, the team discusses the recent events at the prison. Meanwhile, Outburst and Loser investigate the hot ocean water in Hobbs Bay while Brahma tries to access Lex Corp's confidential files. They discover divers in the water, including their teammate Pyrogen, who uses his powers to heat the water. They also spot inhuman creatures attempting to steal the container. Brahma finds classified information about the container, revealing that it holds the Deep Six, otherworldly creatures imprisoned by Darkseid, the supervillain and arch-enemy of the Justice League. These creatures, Jafar, Pyron, Trock, Gol, Slig, and Kirin, were sent by Darkseid from Oka'ara to destroy Earth. Pyrogen reveals he was secretly ordered by Lex Corp to perform the task and he was unaware of the consequences of it. Suddenly, they notice the container being lifted from the ocean by a helicopter under Lex Luthor's command. Issue number 3. From the beginning of the issue, we learned that even superheroes go through a lot in their lives, mentally or physically, much like a normal human being. They are facing their own struggles and are hiding them from the world. Outburst, who grew up with a single mother, is finding it difficult not to share anything that's happening with him to his mother and keeps lying to make her happy. But it's the opposite with Nona, who is very open with her family and can share everything with her mom and dad, who supports her in every situation. Brahma, who seems to be a mighty superhero, is struggling with his own powers. He is having a tough time controlling his powers, which he thinks may consume him in the future. Pyrogen, who is a private school kid, is bullied every day by other students, but he never bothers to react as he knows he is capable of destroying them with his fire. Theo just wants to spend time with his family who are never around him. While our heroes deal with their situations, fate plans different things for them. Darkseid is watching over Earth and has sent one of his sons to fight and obtain the container. His son Calabac landed on Earth and destroyed his surroundings, looking for the lockdown container. The team joins to resist and fight with him with their full force, but the only one who is capable of fighting with Calabac is Brahma. But he also fails to disarm it. By then, the portal opens up in the sky and the army of Darkseid comes flying through it. The army commander asks the Supermen of America to surrender or the planet will be destroyed. Issue number 4. The issue starts from the same spot where it ended. The Supermen of America fight with the Darkseid army. Seeing this, White Lotus thinks of having a mutual agreement with a powerful Darkseid and kneels before him. She does her best to convince Darkseid not to destroy an entire planet just for the sake of power. People are dying like flies without any fault of their own. Darkseid explains to Nona that the container is potent and humans cannot withstand their energy level. While Nona tries to deal with Darkseid on a peace treaty, Lex Luthor and his scientists work on the container and try to open it. Few other superheroes join the team with the Supermen of America. Superboy, Guardian, and Superman himself later join them in the fight, but suddenly the chamber opens, emitting powerful energy. Everyone, including Darkseid and Superman, is shocked to see such powerful energy coming out of the container. Issue number 5. Just before the eruption of the energy field, Loser was fighting a warlord named Texa. The Loser had him surrounded by his force field, which kept them unaffected by the energy field. They befriend each other, trying to figure out the situation. Soon, they tend to see a delusional situation where every superhero dies, including Superman, the Justice League, Titans, and even his teammates. The Loser also gets to see the powerful alien being who is long dead, but his spiritual power is why Lex Luthor wanted to open the container and gain his powers. The Loser also learns that Luthor had been manipulating them for his personal gain by using Maximum's body as a vessel to absorb the energy field. Having left only a few minutes to save the entire universe from destruction, Loser uses his Maximum power and brings back everyone into reality by letting the energy flow into Maximum's body. After returning to reality, Maximum uses his powers to send the alien army back to their planets. Issue number 6. Maximum knows he is the most powerful human being on the planet, even more powerful than Superman himself. After gaining the power, he thought of changing how Metropolis functions because why not? He got the powers now. He even challenges others to step forward if they disagree with his decisions. When Superboy objected, he blipped him. He even blipped Superman too. We get to know that even though Maximum has all the powers, he is merely a vessel to function under the command of Lex Luthor, which he is not even aware of. Maximum starts to put every criminal in prison and starts misusing his powers. Lex Luthor meets Maximum and tries to persuade him to follow his lead. Maximum was aware of Luthor's plans to control him, but with his newly found superpower, Luthor could never hold him. The team reaches Maximum and starts fighting, but he instantly injures Outburst, White Lotus, Pyrogen, and Brahma. However, as we already know, the loser's force field can control anyone's power against him. The loser instantly traps Maximum in his force field. Maximum's parents and his friends try to make him understand the values he stood before and why he became a superhero in the first place. With a change of heart, Maximum releases the energy into the universe before restoring everything to its place. Live-action versions, Superman and Lois. The live-action versions of the Supermen of America, or SOA, first appeared in Season 2 of the 2021 show Superman and Lois. With a much different plot from the comics in the live-action version, the team was created by Mitch Anderson rather than Lex Luthor, with 3 members possessing Kryptonian power. In the live-action version, they lasted only a short time, and 2 of the members died during a fight with Superman's inverse world, making Tag Harris the only surviving member of the team. Even though it only had a few issues and was less successful in comparison to other superhero teams, Supermen of America had a great sense of writing that originated from public affection for Superman. The group members were again featured in other comic issues like The Infinite Crisis and the OMAC project. For the comic fans, it was a unique experience, and they even got to experience the influence of comic characters on regular people. People volunteered themselves to be in the Supermen of America club. This issue was also an example of how Superman became a world-renowned pop culture persona who had immense power over people because of his portrayal of moral values, honesty, and compassion, and not only his superpowers. And that's a wrap for today's video. We hope you enjoyed it. We will be back with another video soon. If you like our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks, everyone.